speaker of the day is literally a leader in almost everything she does, from fashion to music to philanthropy. She's the only artist to date in the whole of the world to have had a #1 single on the Billboard chart in every single decade from the 1960s to the 2010s.
She's won every single award you can, so I'm not going to name them because I know she doesn't like it when you list them out. She's an amazing actress, she's an amazing singer, but for us, she's an amazing activist. And if you Google her name and look at all the things she's doing and all the things she's involved in, she's an amazing, amazing woman. There are very few people in the world who you can introduce by one name. Please welcome Cher. Yes,
Thank you.
and joining her is her partner in Free the Wild, conservationist and entertainment veteran, multiple One Young World counselor, and huge, huge friend of One Young World. He's been an amazing ally over the years. Mark Cowan. And then I believe, to chair the panel, we have the equally amazing but slightly less famous Kate Robertson.
This is absolutely thrilling. It is an honor and it is incredibly exciting to have you back again.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
I have to say one thing. It didn't hit me until about 10 minutes ago. This is not fur.
When we last saw you,
Yes.
we were aware that you were an activist. As David said, we all follow you on Twitter. We all look up and know what you've been doing. But last year, when you came to see us, you had a particular concern, which you communicated incredibly eloquently to the global family, and it went out on the live stream worldwide, that you're really concerned about what happens to animals in captivity.
Yes.
About easing their suffering, ultimately freeing them. Maybe there'll never be animals suffering in captivity. Tell us about that. Tell us about what got you into that, what it means to you, and on top of all your other activism, that you took this one as well.
Because well, I've always loved animals, but you know, we all do. And Lily Tomlin reached out to me about an elephant at the LA Zoo called Billy. And he had been by himself for his whole life, and all he did was sway, and that's all he did. And he had no contact really with anybody. So we all decided to go down and talk to the city assembly, and it didn't do any good because the LA Zoo they were all prepared and they were just lying, and so it didn't help. So Mark and I, this is kind of a silly song, silly thing. We were in Qatar and we didn't know each other, and we got mixed up. He's Bob Geldof's manager, and we got mixed up in cars, and we were in the back seat just talking to him. You know, he was a stranger, and I thought, what am I going to talk to him about? And so we started talking, and he has, how many elephants have you?
350.
He's saved 350 elephants.
Go, Marcus.
And managed Bob Geldof.
And managed Bob Geldof. And the last one is more difficult.
Much more difficult.
So anyway, so we started talking, and I was mesmerized. I was just mesmerized. And then fade out, fade in. There's an elephant named Kavan who is in the Islamabad Zoo. And a lot of people were sending me messages. And then I said, oh, I remember 10 years ago when I met that guy. I'll just call him. Yeah. And so I called him and said, hi, it's me. Can you do this? Can you help me? Actually, can you fix it? And so, hit it.
Yeah, it's one of those phone calls you probably really shouldn't have taken.
Right.
Yeah, so that Cher phoned me and said about Kavan, and I was to a degree aware of him. my involvement in wildlife started a long time ago with my partner Gina when we were involved in South Africa, and we did game lodges, and we did one of the greatest game translocations ever, which was Operation Phoenix. We moved over 2,000 animals, which included 350 elephants from Ghana Zoo, which obviously stuck in Cher's mind. I'm not sure if that's good or bad, but that was why I got the phone call. And so we had some knowledge and experience of those things. And it's funny, when you agree to do something, and you actually haven't quite weighed up the whole consequences of that thing, sort of say, yeah, okay, where is the elephant? Well, it's in Islamabad. Yeah, that can't be much of a problem, really, to go to Pakistan and bring an elephant from the Islamabad Zoo. And you start to find out there are a few problems in doing this, and death threats and things that come with it. But I had to help. It was like, Cher was really concerned about this, and genuinely I saw that concern, and I wanted to help. And then I thought about the things that we do, and the people who we know, and the networks available to us. And it sort of started, all these things started coming together. It was like lining up of planets, that we know these people, and they can do this, and they can do that. And then, lo and behold, we actually started making it happen. And
It really started with One Young World.
Well,
that's really
yeah,
how, in Ottawa, that's really how,
that's what
that's how it's
formalized
like,
it.
all of a sudden we were kind of chugging along, and then all of a sudden we went there, and it was a completely new thing. It was the energy that came from these young people. You know, I think you sometimes need wisdom from older people, unless they're the President of the United States. Yeah. Right. Who doesn't have two brain cells to rub together, okay? So, is that too much for you? No, yeah. So, I know. If you ever see my Twitter site, you'll see exactly how I feel about him. So actually, he barred me from his. He was saying all these horrible things about me, and I was like, okay, bring it. And so finally, he kept doing it, and I tweeted him, I said, you know, dude, I don't think Lincoln or Kennedy would waste their time tweeting Cher. So just, you know. So he just like, you're out of here. Yeah. But yeah, I could go on and on, but that's not what we're here for. So anyway, we went to One Young World. We met so many people. We found that there were a lot of people that we understood what we were trying to do, and I feel it really started with that. And we met, the people that we met were so interested in trying to help us.
It's true, yeah.
I remember Cher saying, I remember when you came back and you wanted to speak again. And you came back and you said, you know, I know that you people are trying to save the world and save people and change human rights legislation, but that you felt so strongly about this thing, but that you didn't want it to seem like it was misplaced. Right. And it was
because
amazing.
I know it's so
the response
important.
from the delegation was
right.
enormous.
I didn't want people to think, I mean, you know, saving people is something that I try to do as well.
All the time.
Right.
Yeah. All the time.
And like, there's many of us who are so upset about the thing that happened in Puerto Rico that we've gotten together to put supplies and get a boat and send it over there. So there are things you can always do. Even the smallest thing is going to, if you can help one person for 10 minutes, it's something that comes from your heart and is going to make that person maybe remember it for the rest of their lives. So this, you know, we got, you found us, and he went to Islamabad, and so everything is kind of coming together. It's so coming together.
So where are you now? What has happened to Kavan?
Well, I was just going to say, what happened really, I think, was One Young World last year formalised that which we were trying to do. Up to that point, it was very much a very small group of us trying to do stuff. And after
You
One
and
Young
Cher.
World, yeah, and
very
Gina
small
and
group.
Jen,
It's a very small group.
And
yeah,
Gina.
it's pretty small, and Jen. So it's four of us. So yeah, and actually Hussein. So yeah, so there was a little group of us. But when we got to One Young World last year, suddenly we got all sorts of other support coming through. And we started to see that we've got the ability to create something really important. It's more than just us working to save Kavan. Kavan's obviously very, very important, and he's why we started this whole thing off. And we have achieved a lot. He'd been chained up for 7 years. He's been in the zoo for 30 years, of which the last 7 he'd been in chains. He had no water, he had no shade. He was in really, really bad state.
There isn't a little lean-to with the, being chained to this one lean-to for all of these years.
And we got him unchained, and we got him water, and we got him shade. And it was really sad, because when they took the chains off him, and he started to walk, he still walked only as far as he thought he could because of his chains. He didn't realize he could go further. So for 7 years, it's like, you know, who would be chained up for 7 years? Who'd chain a person up for 7 years? But we actually did something which was quite positive, and the next step is still now to push it through to complete freedom for him, which is quite close now. And that was what's actually happened, really, as a result of the things with One Young World.
Marcus, when you say it's quite close now,
January.
and you were telling me the other day, there's legislation and things that are stopping you?
Well, it's a whole process, not least of which, having already got the Senate to agree to free him, then they actually gave control of the zoo to the local municipality, and we had to start all over again because it was a different bunch to deal with. So it was just, you know, bureaucracy in Pakistan.
Really with death threats. Really with death threats.
Yeah, I remember Mark saying, and I was worried about both of you, but you especially.
You're worried about her especially, not me.
No, Cher especially, I have to say. But is there anything our delegates and our friends in Pakistan and Islamabad can do to help?
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
Where are you, Nyla? Nyla, is Nyla here? No, I don't see her. I just think there are a couple of people who
There are a lot
help.
of people here, aren't there?
They really are.
How come...
Are you there? There you go. There you go, there you go. People who want to help in Islamabad.
It's really good. Caroline only wanted 5 people. We want 1,400.
No, I was thinking about who's in Pakistan specifically with Kavan.
We've got really good help on the ground. But this is what's happening. But the initiative we've started has really started to gain traction. Now, a very large part of that is as a result of what happened here at One Young World last year. When we did our talk on stage last year, the next morning we came into the auditorium and a very lovely lady from Facebook was on the stage saying on behalf of Facebook, she's going to pledge support to us. She's going to come on in a moment. Yay, Lauren. So it actually changed the entire dynamic because rather just being like half a dozen of us shouting out abuse at the world through social media, suddenly Facebook became, she's professional at that.
And you.
Yeah, but it became suddenly connected. And as a result of that, we've become a hub where so many other groups have become involved with us. We've got specialists now joining us, like Scott Blair, who you met earlier, I think, who's with Global Elephant Sanctuary. He's helping us move Kavan. All of these things are coming together as a result of what's happened.
And we got someone to donate a plane.
We actually...
Whoa. And
Bruce.
someone, not just someone.
No, we pressed gang into Bruce Dickinson.
Bruce Dickinson's going to send the plane to fetch Kavan.
Yeah.
This is a One Young World story,
Right.
or a Mark Hound story.
So we're going to go, it's a cargo plane, obviously, so we're going to pick him up in Islamabad and then take him to Cambodia.
Cher's coming with me.
That's cool. On the cargo plane, you too.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
I've already been
Oh,
on
my
a cargo.
Lord.
No, I've been on a cargo plane. It's not so bad.
Mark has.
No, I went on one to Armenia. It's not so bad.
You know something
With
you
an
said,
elephant.
something you said, I think Cher said last year, but it certainly stayed with me, and I know it stayed with a lot of One Young World ambassadors who wrote in and got in touch with us and commented on it. They said, even if it's not my cause, the way Cher described cruelty made them look at things differently and really think, how would that feel? Even a human being.
Yeah.
Chained up, that you would do that thing to another living creature is just such cruelty. I mean, I go past the zoo now and I just don't look. I just sort of drive past like this because it's really stuck. It's a really important thing to understand.
I think also what I really said that I think resonated was what would happen if your animal, if your dog, your cat, your friend was chained up. You know, you would feel compelled. You would want to do something. None of us would let that happen. So I think that this is what we're striving for. And, you know, we're going to be getting him out in January, and this is going to be.
It's going to be.
But
brilliant.
what's
gonna be a
actually
big
happened
deal.
with this is it's
gonna
gone
be
so
brilliant.
it's gone so much bigger than this, because the problems at Islamabad Zoo are not just Kavan. But the more we've worked on this, it's the whole thing needs restructuring. There needs to be training given. There needs to be, the vets need to be properly educated. The people they've got working with animals have animal experience insofar as they lived in rural communities and looked after goats. That doesn't necessarily qualify you to actually look after a lion. So there's a lot of training things. So what's happened now is this is also rolled out on the back of One Young World, is we've got people wanting to make documentaries about the work we're doing in Islamabad. So we'll actually use this whole process as a training process to actually show other zoos where they're going possibly wrong as well. So this thing is like snowballing beyond belief.
Huge.
Can I tell you something that's my favorite idea, my favorite thing? We came up with this idea to build a building, the prototype, probably in LA because everybody in LA is crazy. So we're going to build this prototype, and it's going to be not only a virtual zoo, it's going to be like a cool place to hang out, a place to buy swag, clothes and scarves and all that kind of stuff. And it's also going to be a place where you can change, if you know, 1 week it can be about the you know, Native Americans crossing the plains, you know, and another week it can be about, you know, instead of having SeaWorld, you'll be able to go to a place, you know, that is the virtual reality of SeaWorld. And I think that maybe, especially with people now, younger people, younger than you, they're used to seeing, you know, virtual reality animals. And I just think it could be, I want to do it in a building because I still think it could be a really good family experience for little kids and maybe for older people, older kids, to kind of just hang out. But I think it's a way to get rid of zoos and kind of slide them out, you know?
Yeah.
Just kind of slide these guys in and then kick their ass out.
I think this is our ultimate goal, is to actually replace animals in captivity.
Zero zoo.
The days are over, really,
Yeah.
for this. It's ridiculous that we're keeping animals in captivity for human entertainment. And it's unnecessary now. There's plenty of other options for us. In fact,
Virtual reality
I don't know if you guys have seen this, but what you can do now with holograms is absolutely amazing. We found a clip of this group who've done some stuff on YouTube, which I think they can actually show for you. Can you play that for us?
This is so unbelievable. I mean, it's astounding.
Do they have that?
It may come. Who knows?
I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, yes.
That's astonishing.
Right. And
I
that's what
haven't
we
seen
want to do. That's what we want to do in these buildings.
Fantastic.
Look at this. Here we come. Even the audience like duck back because, oh my God, there's a whale coming out the floor. Goodbye, SeaWorld.
Right. So long, SeaWorld.
It's incredible. It's amazing. And it's absolutely
This is where we want to get to, even with Islamabad. We're going to take Kavan away and we're going to try and replace him with a different attraction. This is what we're working towards. So long term, this is our goal. It'll take a while to do it. I've realized that when I said to Cher, there's no problem in going and saving an elephant, actually there's quite a lot of problems in going and saving an elephant, and it took a lot longer than we thought to do it. Everything we do, we've realized, is much more incremental than we'd like it to be. And I think many of you yourselves here working on projects, you'd like to sort of get a quick answer, but it's not going to happen. It's like if you can get one step of change at a time, you're still going in the right direction. Sometimes you can take a step back, but together you keep going forward, you achieve something.
Absolutely.
It's remarkable.
Should we talk about the campaign now?
Shall we? Yeah, because I guess
Let's
Lauren's
talk about the
actually there.
campaign. Shall I get Lauren?
Absolutely.
Let's
I'll
get
tell you who
Lauren.
I also want to thank. Lauren, will you come up? Lauren from Facebook. A One Young World ambassador from Facebook. I also just want to thank, before we get into this, I don't know if they're in the room, are Sephora and Sarah in the room? They're working backstage because they're really working very hard, because there are two people that are working with Lauren on this. So I just wanted to say thanks, guys.
Thank you. We know you're watching, and you both have been absolutely brilliant.
So here we go. This is now the other piece of the jigsaw puzzle that's created Free the Wild. In fact, this is officially tonight our launch of Free the Wild, because in the last year we've had real problems forming the charity. We had great problems trying to get bank accounts for sort of charitable companies, and it's taken a long time, but tonight it's all come together, and officially Free the Wild is here. That's it.
Tomorrow you can hear the song if you come.
Yeah, and Cher is doing the most fabulous.
My friend Mark
song.
Taylor, who worked on Believe, he came up with this song, and it's a really, really beautiful song. So I hope you're there tomorrow.
So how special is that? You'll be at Cher's first performance of
This is
that
the first time ever played in public.
At your closing ceremony, you are so lucky.
And Facebook are live streaming it to potential audience of just over 2 billion people. So no pressure.
No pressure.
Do you want to tell us some of the things we've got to do? Some of the mechanics?
So, absolutely. I'm very excited to be here today to help launch Free the Wild officially. We've done a lot of work over the last year. We brought Cher to Facebook, and we're able to meet with our team there to help learn about the platform and all of the creative tools that are available to tell the story of what Free the Wild is really up to free animals in captivity and to give them a life that is comfortable and much better than the life that many of them have now. And so Free the Wild is officially launching. Tomorrow, we'll be putting together a breakout session of One Young World ambassadors and delegates who will become the Free the Wild advocates.
Yeah. And that's more than 5 people.
Yeah, we were teasing backstage that how do we follow that act?
Yeah, we want more.
So we're asking all of you to join. So we'd love to have you come tomorrow, but the mission in that is that there is a power in the global network that One Young World has, and we need all of you to help support this in your local communities, especially those who are passionate about animals and the mission that you want to maybe get a part of with One Young World. Today, we have a page that is on Facebook. I'd like you all to take out your phone at this moment, if you could.
Why don't we do that cool thing we did the other night? Put the lights on.
No.
I loved that. I thought it was great.
Brilliant.
Yeah, look.
So if you'll all go
fireflies.
to Free the Wild, it's at FTW Global on Facebook. Follow the page. Mark's going to tell you about something really special that we're doing in just a moment. It's at FTW Global, Free the Wild. So, excuse me?
Say it again.
F Free T the W Wild Global.
If you type FTW, it comes.
Is that Morgan laughing at me?
That's Morgan. That's my brilliant colleague over there laughing at me. It's Free the Wild, and there's a logo of a beautiful whale there. But we really would like you to join us and follow the page, and we're absolutely excited that Cher is going to join us tomorrow at the breakout session.
Whoa!
So we hope that you're all coming to that as well to join the community, and we can't wait to tell you more about it then.
I don't know how you do a breakout with Cher, because you're going to need to be in this room because they're all going to be there.
No, they're all
what's
going to be
gonna
with
happen?
us. Get your priorities right. Okay, the other part of this is last year when we were on stage, we actually hadn't got a name. We were the charity with no name. So we actually said to the people at One Young World last year that you're a really bright bunch and you must sort of be fairly creative. So we've told you what we're trying to achieve, and we don't have animals in captivity, and we opened it up to suggestions, and it came up with Free the Wild, which is actually a really cool name, and we loved it, and we've adopted it. Now we have a new problem. We haven't got a logo. So
The
this,
kids in Ottawa came up with the name.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this year's challenge to the people in Bogota is come up with an idea for a logo for us. You don't have to be the most amazing graphic designer. You can draw it on the back of your bus pass or whatever you like, sketch it out. We're looking for something that really is going to be inspirational, that's going to clearly define what Free the Wild's about. We had one sent to us already, but it's actually Free Willy. It's a jumping orca, which doesn't work for us. So it doesn't work. So
I'm glad he said it.
get clever. And what we're going to do is we're going to sponsor the winning person to go to One Young World in The Hague.
Whoa!
Yay.
Brilliant.
And that's going to be done, obviously, through our Facebook.
So what did they do with the logos? Put it on the post it on the Facebook page?
We'll give you all the logo details are on the One Young World website, so you can check out all the details there of how to submit and then how it will also be chosen. And as Mark said, the grand prize is a ticket to next year's One Young World. So who's excited about that?
Fabulous.
Yes.
I cannot wait for
You can have a
tomorrow
go.
night to hear that song.
You got to go.
Just can't. I just can't wait to hear the song. Do you remember last year when we were in Ottawa and as we finished Cher's session, everybody was shouting, "Sing! Sing!"
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
We've been waiting for a year.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow.
Maybe they're telling you to sing.
Am I going to sing? To you.
I know, I saw you. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for having us again.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweetheart, thank you for
It's wonderful
being
to be here.
It's a fabulous, breathtaking, exciting honor. You know this. We can't wait to help it.
Thank
We love
you.
it.
Thank you all
We
really
want you
very much.
guys all involved.
Thank you. Thank you
you.
so much.
Please thank Cher. Give a big round of applause.
You're so great.